Most musicians are doing way too much on social media. They're posting 10 different types of content, trying to be everywhere at once and burning out. And the crazy part is that none of it's working. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what musicians and artists need to be posting in 2026. And it's not 47 different content types. It's just the essentials that actually move the needle. If you don't know me, my name is Cam, and I grew one of my Instagram accounts to 150,000 followers. And it opened doors I never could have imagined, which is why I'm making this video, to help the thousands of musicians out there to use this era of social media to its peak potential. So most musicians overcomplicate their content strategy, and they end up posting everything except what actually works. So here's what you should focus on and what's wasting your time. Let me break down that content strategy that's actually working for musicians right now. That's what you should be posting, what you should stop posting, and the mistakes that I made so that you don't have to. Now I'm seeing two major content types working in 2025 that you need to be carrying over into 2026. So first is the raw and visceral, and this is exactly what it sounds like. This is having the idea, just finishing the song, having a message you need to share and getting it out into the world. You're not worried about lighting, you're not worried about mood, you may not even be worried about what you're wearing, what your hair looks like, but instead you're worried about the urgency that you feel in getting this thing out. Now maybe that's not exactly what you're feeling, but that's what should be communicated, that what you have has to be shared with the world right now. And that's why there's no production. There's no sexiness. This is very raw and very real. The second is produced and entertaining. Now that's what it sounds like. Think a music video, right? Think a well-produced demo. Whatever it is that you're working on for produced and entertaining, it's clear that time, effort, thought, money, resource went into making this piece of content, that it didn't just happen, that you are the curator of this piece, and not just the content type, but the overall delivery and production of the piece itself. And so balancing these two are going to be really important. And there are different ways that you can do that to balance them, but I want you to think to yourself when you're making content, is this visceral and real and raw and I have to get it out now? Or is this the kind of idea that I need to give legs to and produce it and make it entertaining? Produce and entertaining is interesting because let's say that you only have one banger song, okay? And you know that this song is a hit. And you also know how hard it is to write another song. So rather than writing another song, what you can do is you can entertain your audience through production by producing another video with the same chorus. So you've got a chorus on video A, you take the same chorus and you make video B and video C and video D. And not only are you showing your flexibility and creativity and what you can do, but you're also brainwashing your audience into listening to your song over and over and over and over and over, because maybe they haven't made the transition yet to go stream it or download it or buy it yet, or buy tickets to your show yet. Maybe that hasn't happened. However, if they hear your chorus over and over and over and it's a good one, there's a good chance they're not only going to learn it, but they're going to make their way to it and eventually add it to their streaming playlist. So show them that song over and over. Don't wait for the next new idea to come along before you produce something else. You can have a great song, pick out a content filming day, and film 7 pieces in one day from the same chorus. And now you've got 7 days worth of content and you're showing your audience over and over and over and over and over. So you're producing it while being entertaining and keeping it fresh while maintaining a thread through. There's a couple of really big key pieces here that are terribly, terribly, terribly important. Now, what to avoid in this scenario? Avoid making content that doesn't work. I know that's obvious, but if you've been posting the raw and the visceral and it's just not taking off the way you think it should, either the substance of the content is not that great, or the content's not that great, or worse, none of it's good. What you need to do here is learn from it. Don't take it as a failure. It may just have the wrong packaging. It may be the kind of song that needs to be produced and added to a video. The best way to avoid making the same mistakes is by looking at the data and the insights. So whatever platform you're on, go into the numbers and look, is this working? Yes or no? Is your retention rate high? Yes or no? And it's the same for your produce and entertaining. Now, the second piece to avoid, and this is a tough one because of what I just told you in the first piece, don't avoid reiterating. Here's why I'm telling you that. Because in both of these scenarios, the data, the insights, the information that the platforms are giving you will tell you directly whether or not you should do it. And so if something doesn't work the first time, you try it again. If it doesn't work the second time, you try it a third time. You can stop there. You don't have to keep going. But let's say that you stop there and you move on. You've now had 3 really good attempts at that same piece of content, and you know for sure it doesn't work. You now no longer have to go back to it. So don't be afraid of iterating and trying it again, because it might succeed on the 3rd. I like to go as many as 6 times on a single piece of content. Iterate, 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 iterate. It's not the exact same thing, but it is very, very similar in the idea and the production and so on, so that I know by 6, guaranteed. I don't always make it to 6, but by 6, I know for sure my audience has seen enough. They're not interested. It's time to move on. Don't be afraid to remake, and stop remaking once it stops working. The only way to do this is by using and leveraging the data. What are the 2 to 3 types of content that every musician should be posting consistently? One of them, I will say, is stories. Now, I know that's not technically a type of content in the terms of what you're making inside of the content substance, but you should be posting stories every single day. Stories are for your followers and your fans, and when people interact with it, they see more of your content. And so it's the best way to build re-engagement and maintain a strong relationship with them. That content on your story should be BTS or day in the life of, so that we can see what's happening behind the scenes of our favorite artist, our favorite musician, and just walk through the day-to-day life with you and feel like we know you. That's an absolute must. I would say everyone can start there. It's a really easy, fast way. As a musician, you should also be posting what you're doing regarding your musicianship. So if the first is stories of whatever behind the scenes are, the second can be a day in the life of through a reel. If you're writing music, make a video about it, make a story about the things that you're writing. There's a lot of day-to-day that you don't realize is interesting and that people are invested in you and want to see. And it also humanizes you, especially if you make really high production quality content. Then you want to offset it by introducing yourself as a human and showing the other side. And that doesn't just have to be in the stories, that can be in the reels too, because it's going to help you reach more audience. Should you be posting full songs, short clips, covers, originals, or what? I think this is mostly dependent on the platform itself. If you're gonna go TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, clips, don't post full songs. It's just not worth, because if someone watches 2 seconds of your video and you see it as a view, the problem is that if it's a 3-minute song, they didn't watch 2 minutes and 58 seconds of it, and it destroys your reach. So don't put full songs out. You just don't have to. Besides, give them the hook, give them the good thing, and move on, and do it again tomorrow and the day after. And those are your short clips. I also am a huge fan of covers, because covers are a way of introducing your audience to you by way of familiar music. So you pick out the 5 most popular songs right now and you cover them, but don't cover them exactly the way that the song is made. Cover them in your way. If you reimagined it, how would it sound? And someone's going to hear that song, connect to it, and want to check out more of your music, because if you can do Pink Pony Club, you know, in a blues minor, I may need to hear the rest of your work. Covers are a fantastic way of pulling people in, and they get a bad rap, but cover them because they're great songs and you just like playing them. Odds are you're already playing them, so play them. And then for originals, same thing. Just remember that originals are hard, so use the choruses primarily, use your hooks primarily. You can post them frequently, but find ways to offset with other pieces of content so you're not just bombarding with the same video over and over and over. How much of your content should be music versus personality and behind the scenes? I would still say that it would be a half and half split of music meets personality. Sometimes you'll meet a personality that you like, that you come into their music by way of who they are, as opposed to coming to know who they are, the artist, by music first. And that's a wonderful thing when that happens. It's a wonderful way to discover someone. If you want to be music oriented, then go 60-40 music to personality. But if you're good with showing your personality or the band personality, or just the behind the scenes of personality in general, then I would say go 50-50, because that'll get you a lot further. And I think it's something the artists don't explore enough because they think it's wrong, or they can't, or that it's taboo or whatever. But we all want to know our favorite musicians, so show us who you are. Why are most musicians posting too many different types of content? Because their content's not working and they don't know why. And if you don't know why it's not working, then you don't know why it is working. And so what happens is you just get in this funnel of trying to produce, and that just doesn't work. So we got to get into why your content isn't working so that you can stop over posting and burning yourself out. What specific content did I used to post that I now cringe at? Videos where I didn't know where they were going. Videos where I would have a very loose idea, just a spark, and I would just start filming. I really cringe at those now, because if I'm gonna make a piece of content that I want to merit a response, that I think deserves a response, then I should make content with that in mind, what I'm trying to achieve. Start with the end in mind. If I want messages, comments, engagement of whatever kind, if I want retention, then my idea now needs to take the form of whatever it will take to produce that goal. And so going in and just filming something just to film it makes me just cringe a little bit, because I can't figure out why I wouldn't give it a little more time and effort and energy to make something do what I wanted it to do. Does production quality actually matter, or can you just post from your phone? Yeah, you can totally post from your phone. If you're a musician, your audio matters the most. If you're talking, your audio matters the most. Basically, whatever you're doing, if there's audio connected, or if it's especially if it's a focal point, that's actually the single most important piece. It matters over the visual 10 out of 10 times. If something looks good but sounds bad, you'll stop watching. Just imagine if this sounded like garbage, you'll stop. If something looks great and sounds great, you'll obviously keep watching. If something sounds great and looks bad, you may not watch as long, but it's easier to endure the visual distortion over an auditory distortion. So yeah, shoot from your phone, but make it sound good. Make it something you're proud of. Invest in a cheap little mic on Amazon and don't gain it out, and you're good. You can do that for 20 bucks. Why does following every trend work for some artists but kill growth for others? This is a tough one, because it's really about your personality type. If you're funny and can pull it off, which was what most trends are, then go do it, absolutely. But maybe you're not known for being funny and it's harder to pull off a trend. This is really a personality type. And so I would say if you're struggling to make trends work for you, it just may not be your strength, and you should lean towards something that is. And then, vice versa. If you're excelling there, then chase it, do it, because it will help you grow. What's the biggest mistake musicians make when they just post randomly without strategy? The single biggest mistake you can make is posting inconsistently. The algorithms will not know what to do with you and won't send you. So that will hurt you more than anything. What content is wasting your time and needs to be cut? Whatever's not working, stop making it. If you've read the data, if you see it's not working, stop making it. Stop making it. It's okay. Just stop making it. The difference between strategic posting and random posting. If you post randomly, you cannot infer from the data what's happening. You can't, and I will not be told differently. The data is not consistent because the posts are not consistent. They're not strategic. If you post completely randomly, you can't say definitively that this did or did not work because of X. However, just posting strategically, posting consistently alone is going to help you see what works better and what works worse. This is the difference in growth and stagnation of growing and burning out. Something that has worked for me over and over and over and over again is when I post trusting my gut. You can't just trust your gut every time though, because then you'll blame the platform because you trusted your gut and your gut's never wrong. But that's just not the case. Instead, trust your gut and intuition on what you want to post, and then hone your craft, develop your skills so that what you post works, so that you know what you're doing. Trust your gut, develop your craft. What doesn't work? What failed? Not posting. It's hard posting all the time. It is. It's hard posting constantly, but it's your business. If that is your goal to grow it, that becomes your business, and you have to grow your business. You have to focus on it, and not telling the world about it when you have an endless, limitless supply of people in front of you ready to hear from you. That doesn't work. So you've got to post. You've got it. So you don't need to do more, you just need to do less, but better. So here's a simple system that I wish someone had told me from the beginning. First, it's all about consistency. I've said it over and over and over already in this video because it's so important. You have to post consistently. If you're not there regularly, it's not going to matter. Retention is so much more important than engagement. And this is a very, very, very hard one to understand, because the things that we see are engagement, and views. If you look at any platform just on the face of it, you've got a YouTube video and it says 4,000 plays, 4,000 views. The problem with that number is that that is the highest level of information that doesn't tell you how long anybody actually watched. Let's say that there are 10,000 comments and terrible average view duration. That video will not go far. Thinking about how many likes did I get, how many comments did I get, how many shares, and so on, those are valuable, but they are less valuable than retention. Hold them as long as you can and then grow. Number 3, be honest. What I mean here is there are 2 types of ways to post content. You can post and chase the trends and do what everybody else wants, or you can be honest and do what you want. The first one will likely make you grow faster. The second will likely make you grow slower. The first one will grow faster and maybe even have a bigger audience. The second audience will grow slower, but more honestly. If you do what you do and who you are, it will grow people like you, and it may take more time to find them and grow with you, but you will find them. These 3 things will they'll just give you so much more longevity overall. Consistency isn't just posting every day, it's posting consistently. Whatever that is, 3 times a week, 2 times a week, 10 times a week, whatever it is, you have to be consistent and maintain your consistency. Time and not likes is saying, I care more about you enjoying this and staying here than you giving me vanity metrics. And honesty is saying, I care about what I do and what I post, and so I'm not going to waver, and I'm going to be authentic to myself because I know the right people will come along. Is it better to post perfect content once a week or good content 3 times a week? It's better to post good content 3 times a week. Let's say that you've got a relationship, a significant other, a partner, and you can see them for 1 night a week and it's amazing, or you can see them 3 times a week and it's good. It's really good. What would you prefer? This is the person you love. 3 is not enough, right? 3 is not enough. I want more, but I'm certainly not going to take 1 over 3 just because the 3 aren't perfect. I'll take the 3 all day. And if I can get a 4th and a 5th and a 7th, I'm going to. So it's more important to be consistent and be recent than it is to be perfect occasionally. How do you stay consistent without burning out or trying to do too much? Learn how to batch. Learn how to create all your content at one time, 1 day a week, once a month, whatever it is, and don't do it every single day as the inspiration hits you, because inspiration won't always hit and you won't always have time, and some days you just won't give a fuck. So instead, create 1 day a week and do it all. And then you can be way more strategic in not only your posting, but what you're making. And then you can start to build series and themes and stories and so on. What's a realistic posting schedule that actually leads to growth? 4 days is probably the best, sweetest spot. It's better than 3 days or less, because 3 is less than half the week, 4 is more than half the week, and 4 you can really stay in front of people. And it also keeps you creating at a good clip too, so you stay fresh. So I would say 4 times, but be really religious about when you post. If it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, a piece of content better come out. So get super religious and hardcore about that scheduling. So that's what every musician and artist needs to be posting in 2026. Just a simple, focused strategy that you can actually stick to. If you found this valuable, hit the subscribe button and I'll be dropping more on how to grow as an artist and musician on social media. And if you want the full system on what to post, when to post, how to hook people, and how to read your analytics so you're not guessing any longer, click the link below for the Amplified Creator, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.